just so we locate our conversation, I start by defining. A good teacher said, when you start something, you must define your subject. So I want to define, what are we talking about when we say entrepreneur? I've said here, an entrepreneur is one who identifies and interfaces with a new opportunity or new opportunities to create a viable enterprise by mobilizing resources. A couple of keywords: identifying is very important. If you are an entrepreneur, you have to have a skill or an ability to identify, to see something that others do not see. You will struggle to be an entrepreneur if you cannot see. And there are some people who have their eyes open but cannot see. There are some people with a pupil, a retina, cones and rods, all the things we learned in biology, but they still cannot see. That's not the seeing I'm talking about. The seeing I'm talking about is an insight or perception, the ability to identify. Interface, that is to interact or to engage. So you see and you are able to engage with the opportunity that you come across, or the opportunity. You have to interface. There's lots of people, like you said, sir, that have ideas, but the ideas never manifest because they never interface with the opportunity. They're not engaged with the opportunity. An entrepreneur does more than see. They engage or interface with the opportunity. Opportunity is another key word, and I'll go past that. Viable enterprise, and then mobilizing. An entrepreneur must have the ability to mobilize. Because people with the resources are not always the people with the ideas, right? So one of the things that an entrepreneur must be able to do is to see enough, is to interact or interface enough with the opportunity such that he is able to mobilize. It's part of the life of an entrepreneur. Some people say, no, I have an idea, but I don't have the money. That's part of your job. Part of the job of an entrepreneur is to get out there and mobilize the resources. Otherwise, we would all be entrepreneurs if when we have the idea, the money just appears. God didn't even make it that way. You have to go and mobilize. And part of the skill of an entrepreneur is to mobilize the resources to interface with that opportunity. I have a few notes there. I won't talk too much about them. It usually starts a new business, one that didn't exist before, solves a problem. I think Mr. Nyoni mentioned it there. Businesses are there to solve problems. Mr. Gates is solving a problem of presentation that I would have had to do that thing that we used to do where they copy and then I give you handouts and then we do, but now you can take your own notes. I can keep my notes over here or decide to sell them to you. So this is solving a problem. He's solving a problem. A good business solves a problem. A good business takes away pain from people, takes away inconvenience from people, takes away difficulty from people's lives. The more you can do that, the better the business you have. The stronger your business, the more sticky your business is. Is there somebody who went through some pain today, somewhere they were trying to get something, whether it's a queue, it's a long queue at a Greens? It's very painful. At the end of the day, where you've got a demon-possessed boss, and then you've got to go and stand in the queue for hours, and so on and so on. That's a pain point. And we are pay at a certain time, it's a pain point. Uzuko, yes. We are pay at a certain, so that's a pain point. How do you take away pain points? If you can list some pain points and create a business around removing that pain point, you started enterprising. You started the game of entrepreneurship. And I'm sure you can think of one or two, pain points. Some businesses don't take away pain, they bring delight. But usually delight is associated with a lower, moving somebody from a lower point to a higher point. So, it's just that consumers sometimes don't know what they want. Now that I have an iPhone, I know I like it, but I didn't know I liked it before it was made. So sometimes businesses bring delight to us, because they give us things that we didn't know we wanted. And those are some of the best businesses that I've seen around. Inventors, there are some inventors in this category, people who invent or bring new businesses to being. All right, let's start with our toolkit. Now I'm going to go through these principles. These are principles that I've learned. I'm sharing with you stuff that reflections, my reflection as a person in business, having studied business and then practiced in business and then experienced business and then exposed. Mr. Nyoni talked to us about, exposure. These are some of the things I've come across that are important or fundamental. I don't have time. There are 12 of them that I wanted to share with you tonight, but I'm only going to do 3 because I'm more interested in questions as well. So I'll just do 3, and then the other ones I'll just show you just from Baselaje, just so you can see what they are.